and cost-saving strategies that improve learning outcomes and graduation rates for millions of Africans. In effect, education represents the path to an educated and skilled citizenry with higher earning power and the creation and sharing of knowledge and innovation in our continuing efforts to fight poverty.
The power of the human mind is credited for all of humanity's achievements, with its potential put into proper context by education. Education is seen as the key to the realization of Africa's aspirations of sustainable economic growth and prosperity, and its ability as a people to compete in an increasingly knowledge-based global economy. Professor Carr, in his address, spoke at length on the pressing need to incorporate technological advancement into conventional teaching systems, which, according to him, wouldn't succeed.
The essential human element and relationships, negotiations, collaborations, and partnerships required in education and through the mechanisms of the pathways and channels of learning, teaching, and examining must not be replaced completely by digital technologies. Rather, my point here, rather, facilitated, enhanced, and enabled such that teacher's role is augmented drastically from a traditional top-down, authoritarian, and the posture of being the only conveyor and custodian of content and or knowledge in the subject or domain in the learning space.
WIEC's 18th Endowment Fund lecture is anticipated to be the stepping stone in the drive to radically change teaching methods in this digital age and harness technology for improved quality enhancement for the 21st century classroom. For GRTS News, I am Aji Amisise. Well, that high-level meeting was on Tuesday officially opened by the Minister of Presidential Affairs, Dr. Njogo Elba, who doubles as the Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service on behalf of President Jammeh. The annual event is an opportunity for the highest governing body of WIEC to review activities and operations of the 5 national offices. Mamoudou Diallo was there and he reports prizes were awarded to overall best students and distinguished friends of Council.
The West African Examinations Council, Tuesday opened at the Jama Hall, attended by officials of WIEC, senior government officials, veteran educationists, teachers and students, amongst others. The spectacular event is an annual exercise by the sub-regional body's highest decision-making organ to review its activities and operations undertaken by the 5 national offices in the member countries during the past year. It was also an opportunity for WIEC to celebrate its successes by awarding outstanding students and distinguished individuals who have dedicated their lives to the Council. Speaking during the ceremony, the chairman, Professor Pius Augustine Ike Obania, and Registrar Dr. E. Uwadia both spoke extensively about WIEC and its activities in the 5 English-speaking West African countries, saying the examination body has registered tremendous successes over the decades in the conduct of public examinations. Professor Obania therefore called on all stakeholders to join hands with WIEC to improve education in West Africa.
Join us in the battle to ensure that this happens, so that we just don't spend our time lamenting poor performance in examinations, because examination failure is usually symptomatic of education failure. And so what WIEC has been trying to do is to avoid education failure altogether, so that examination success can be guaranteed. And you all are members of the WIEC family, because everybody is involved in education. Education is every man, every woman's business.
The evil of examination malpractice and the varying levels of sophistication and desperation it has taken, according to Dr. E. Uwadia, a reflection of decadence in our society and the inadequacies that dog our educational institutions.
Most schools are ill-equipped for the teaching-learning process as they lack essential facilities, conducive environment, and qualified teachers. Candidates who are inadequately prepared to face examination often lose self-confidence and resort to cheating as a way of achieving success.
He also called on member governments to fulfill their financial obligations to the Council by clearing their arrears accrued over the years. The Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, Fatou Lamin Faye, underscored the critical role played by the Council in the conduct of credible examinations in the Gambia, delivering certificates that are internationally recognized by universities. Our ministry, in collaboration with WAEC, has designed a memorandum of understanding to conduct the national assessment test for grades 3 and 8, with plans to include grade 11 and madrasas. Minister Faye therefore called on Council to be innovative in order to remain relevant.
For the Council to remain relevant to our educational needs, it must continue to adapt to the challenges of our time by developing new examinations, exploring more innovative ways of administering examinations, and in this information technology age, making increased use of ICT.
Formally declaring the Council meeting open, the Minister for Presidential Affairs, Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service, Dr. Njogu Lamin Ba, on behalf of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Sir Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya A.J.J. Jammeh, extolled WAEC for its positive contributions to the development of education in West Africa and its role in enhancing regional cooperation.
Apart from having survived where almost all other pre-independence interterritorial organizations in Africa have failed, the Council has played a prominent role in the educational development that has taken place in our sub-region over the decades and has even acted, in some instances, as a catalyst for the educational reforms that have evolved in the member countries. Its survival has indeed clearly demonstrated how far our dream of sub-regional cooperation can be realized.
Government, Dr. Mba said, will continue to render moral and financial support to WAEC to enable it fulfill its mandate. The West African Examinations Council was established in 1952 with a mandate to determine and conduct examinations and award certificates that meet international standards. Therefore, this meeting, which rotates annually amongst the 5 member countries, not only takes stock of its activities, but also receives reports of various committees on diverse issues concerning examinations, administration, finance, educational development, and a host of others. Mamadou Diallo, GRTS.
The Royal Victoria Teaching Hospital in Banjul has been renamed Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital with immediate effect. A news release from the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare and National Assembly Matters states that henceforth all correspondence to the teaching hospital should bear the name Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital and not Royal Victoria Teaching Hospital. The Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital, or EFSTH, the release adds, will maintain its status as the main referral hospital and the priority of the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare and National Assembly Matters is to ensure that quality health care is not compromised. The Ministry of Health and Social Welfare and National Assembly Matters, the dispatch adds, reaffirms its commitment to the provision of quality, affordable and accessible healthcare services to the general public. The Ministry of Health and Social Welfare and National Assembly Matters is therefore urging the general public to adopt and use the name Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital. The dispatch ends. Well, from that, we're going to take a very short break. The news continues when we come back. Welcome back to GRTS News. At least 40 people have been killed in a series of bomb blasts in the northern Nigerian state of Kano and dozens others injured. And an Islamist group in Mauritania says it has beheaded a French tourist. For more on those stories and others, we turn to this African News Roundup.
At least 41 people were killed Monday in a series of bombings, including a suicide attack in the northern Nigerian city of Kano. Dozens are injured. Islamists from Boko Haram are the prime suspects in the killings, although no one has claimed responsibility for the attacks.
This is not the first time there has been a bomb attack in that garage. We expect that security should be beefed to the high brim to forestall any reoccurrence.